Hey, I'm NichBoy, and welcome to Pocket for Thursday, the 9th of June. Today on the show, Good Guy Developers, the best Sonic we've seen in ages, and making old games better? Question mark? Hi. You might remember me from such public service announcements about Pocket's new YouTube channel as yesterday's, where I told you exactly what I'm going to tell you now. But apparently there are some of you who are still not listening and therefore are hearing me say these words coming out of my mouth right now. There is a new Pocket YouTube channel. Soon Pocket will not be available at all on this Good Game channel. Now, not only do we know where you are, because we're looking at all the statistics, we know who you are because you're commenting on this version of Pocket. So I have to resort to naming and shaming those of you who haven't taken the initiative to click one link and join the future. Fudge Monkey, Soul Weaver, Alexander Henderson, Greg Moose, Mama Huffington, who actually took the time to express their disappointment in the splitting of the YouTube channels. But please, Mama Huffington, if you have to be disappointed, go be disappointed on our new YouTube channel, okay? www.youtube.com/ggpocket. Link in the description. All right, here's what's been making headlines. And first up, CD Projekt Red and the government are teaming up. Which government? Because that'd be weird. It was like ours, because they're Polish. The developer has joined forces with the Polish government to create an innovative game fund. The fund will offer 18 million euro to established studios that are working on, quote, industrial research and experimental development, or experimental development only. I feel like they need to specify games there. So if you're working on some sort of borderline human rights violating half man, half watermelon, hit up the Poles. But if you must make it a video game, and you must, the grant will cover from 40 to 80% of your development costs, is non-refundable, will have up to a 3-year timeline, and of course, the work must be done in Poland. Stan Just from CD Projekt described the goal of the funding as wanting to catch up with booming gaming markets in the US or Canada, which are offering a wide range of financial support instruments to nurture the sector. This is exactly the kind of funding that Australia needs. Right after we figure out the house market, immigration, employment, the NBN, and which disappointment we want to be our next Prime Minister. Moving on, and staying with CD Projekt Red, the company has also submitted a new video game trademark for what looks to be a standalone version of the trading card game Gwent. The card game originally appears in The Witcher 3, and it looks like it's received such a positive response that the Poles might have decided to take it solo. Loving how much I get to say the Poles in this episode. Moving on, and Apple may soon allow subscription-based gaming on the App Store. Apple currently allows subscription payment models for news, dating, cloud, and streaming apps, and games will soon be added to the list. Something interesting to note is that if a user stays subscribed to a certain game for more than a year, then the payments would be split in the developer's favor, 85% to the developer, 15% to Apple, rather than the standard 70-30 split. And staying with the tradition we've established over the past few days, some more trailers have dropped pre-E3. Injustice 2 is slated for a 2017 release on PS4 and Xbox One. The trailer features some notable characters such as Superman, Supergirl, Batman, and the Flash clashing together in what looks like steel-plated Tron-style armor. We also got a trailer for the final chapter prologue Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8, which launches in December later this year. And Deus Ex Go is coming to your tablets and your phones. The game style is in the similar vein as Hitman Go and Lara Croft Go and will be out later this year. And finally, some Watch Dogs 2 footage has been revealed. And the game's press are loving it. I would say 50% because it's a great trailer and 50% because most of the game's press live in San Francisco and they're just happy to get a look in. All right, that's all the news we wrote down. Now it's time for Thing of the Day. Today's Thing of the Day. The Dominoes King has spent over 2 weeks putting together roughly 56,000 dominoes in an insane Sonic-themed setup. He was also kind enough to film each of them falling over for our viewing pleasure. You're listening, Sonic team? One guy with about 4,000 bucks worth of dominoes and a lot of spare time made something more enjoyable to watch than you have in the past 15 years. Thing of the Day. I'm joined now by Goose for our talk through, which I came up with.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The talk through is sent in by handsome NichBoy, who says, you're going to E3.
Yeah.
Question
It's not
mark.
like a question, is it?
Question mark on the end.
Yes, I'm going to E3 tomorrow.
Yes.
First thing tomorrow morning, which I'm very excited about.
What time are you getting up?
I'm up at 5. I was up early this morning in training for tomorrow because, as my mother taught me, you've got to like pre-plan your trip to the airport. You do not want to be late, especially when it's on the company dollar.
In training?
Yeah.
Just talk me through what happened this morning. Because you, and God bless you, I mean, you're such a sweet, lovely human being, but you...
Simple child.
You're lucky if you get here by midday.
Yeah, I do like to wander in a little late and stay late as well.
Yeah.
But no, this morning I was in at 6 o'clock. The place was dead. But it's got my body clock in training for E3.
Yeah,
I'm
good. So
prepared for this.
Yeah,
my body is ready.
So that you wake up tomorrow at the right time, hop on a flight, and then when you land, are completely out of whack.
Yeah.
Like just everything.
It'll be a mess, but it's going to be a big week. So have to get prepared both mentally and physically. And it's going to be huge. I'm pumped. I've been wanting to go to E3 for half my life. I think. Really.
You actually have.
Yeah, I used to have a cutout of an article from I think a Super Nintendo magazine that was a write-up about E3. That was someone we used to work with actually wrote it, and I sort of stuck it up on my wall next to my desk, and I was like, "Mum, I want to go here," and they're like, "It's for media, honey."
It says
like,
media event for media people.
Yeah, and it's like that'll never happen. But I was like, "Oh, one day it'd be wonderful to go there and play games before."
Do you still have the cutout?
I think I probably threw it out with the rest of my treasured childhood memories.
Well, this took a turn.
Yeah.
Now, you're not the only one going over. Barjo's heading over as well.
Correct, it is Barjo's turn this year, but I'm actually going to tag along with him, and Pete is going to come along, and we're going to work together as sort of a separate team. Team B to their Team A, which we're nicknaming Team Barjo because it's Team B,
Oh, yeah.
and then there'll be Team A, which is Team Angus, which is my actual name.
Ooh.
But Team A is Barjo's team, and Team B is my team.
Yeah.
Just to keep things...
Yeah. You are Team A, but Team A is the lesser team.
No, Barjo's Team A.
Barjo's Team A.
Which is Team Angus.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So it's going to be a confusing week as well.
We're going to get no content.
No.
And Linji, who came with me to GDC, is the one who's directing the episode.
She'll be over there producing, and JP, who came to GDC as well.
Also
a bit of a family heading over, which is exciting.
So a lot of people have sort of been talking and mentioning to me that they want some E3 predictions and just some talk about that before it happens, and so I figured that this would be a good spot for it. Do you have anything, wild and crazy or that you're hoping for?
I guess it's kind of the predictions that people like to put out, less of a prediction and more of just things they're hoping for or they're sort of really wishing for. For me, I don't have many this year. The big one is that I know Nintendo have said they won't be taking the NX to E3.
Yeah.
They won't be bringing it with them. But that doesn't mean they still couldn't make some sort of announcement.
Yeah, because their phrasing is always, it won't be there.
Correct. So I'm really hoping that we just get some piece of information because unlike what we knew the PlayStation 4 was going to be or the Xbox was going to be, like, I'm mystified by what the NX could be. I have no concept of what this thing is, and I'm just really ready to be sort of blown away by some really weird revolutionary idea that they've come up with. So a piece of information about that would be nice.
That was my prediction a couple of months ago that the NX would be revealed at E3, and then it sort of got pre-leaked and all that stuff, and then they came out and they said, yeah, it's not going to be there.
No, we're just doing a treehouse.
Nintendo just sort of like fly their own sales, I guess. Is that a saying? They kind of do whatever they want. So I too hope that we just get a tidbit of information, a tasty nug, so to speak, but who knows.
And then game-wise, I mean, Beyond Good and Evil is the one that everyone's always hoping for.
Not gonna happen.
Half-Life 3.
Not gonna happen. And you don't want that game. No. You don't want that game.
No, that's true.
Do you want that game? Do you actually want that game?
Yeah.
Do you?
I do. I really do.
Okay.
And things I'm looking forward to playing, Last Guardian.
So, my prediction has to do with Last Guardian.
Yeah.
And I think that Last Guardian they will drop it at E3.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a crazy one. They will drop it at E3. It'll be digital only.
And it'll be ready to buy.
Yeah, right then, and it'll be, like $30 or something.
That would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Because I've read some stuff about it and listening to other people talk about it, and I think the big problem that Sony have at the moment is that the expectations for this game, right? And just that it's gone on for so long. They've sunk so much money into it that I think you need to just cut your losses. And that if this game was great, it would be out. Like, nothing that is amazing takes this long to make in this many versions and to have this much sort of like rumor and speculation about it. So they need to also set expectations for it. You don't want this to be something that is a $60 game that people will like, this is the most amazing thing ever. You need to go, it's digital only, it's cheaper than everything else.
Yeah.
It could be like an 8-hour experience, and that's sort of pushing it.
I think, and also to add to that, I think Bethesda did that last year with Fallout 4.
Yep.
You know, they sprung it on us without much rumor. And then there was also the iPhone
Fallout Shelter.
and iOS game, which was great and available straight away. And I hope that more developers out there are seeing that as something that can really excite fans. It's give them something straight away, or very close to when it's announced.
Well, I think it works so well for Bethesda. They've got their press conference.
Yep.
Rumor is that there's going to be a Skyrim remaster. Yeah, I don't care about that. People do, and I never really care about these remasters. There's also talk of a Red Dead Redemption remaster, and I guess I like remasters coming out because I actually played The Last of Us for the first time on PS4, not PS3, so I was happy to have that. But I hate when they're part of a press conference at E3.
Yeah.
When it's like this big reveal, because I go, oh, that is like, that's not exciting.
No,
that's just like,
it's a footnote. It needs to sit on the little the line at the end of it. Oh, by the way, we have these coming out as well. That's all I need.
Bethesda, there are rumors of Prey 2 coming back, and
please.
Probably being nothing like what that original
that's a
trailer was.
prediction I want.
Quake being a thing.
Okay.
And Wolfenstein 2, which Wolfenstein 2 Machine Games absolutely doing that. But one of those games, I imagine they will go, it's coming out in 2 months. You spoke about the NX. Sony and Microsoft both have new consoles on the horizons.
Yep.
Do you care about either of these?
No, not at all.
I reckon we'll see an Xbox Slim. I reckon that it will be available. They'll go, you can now buy it. It's just a new version of the Xbox One. The Xbox Scorpio. They may talk about it, but we won't see it. It's way too early in that process.
It's far too early to even get close to announcing what that could be. I am excited that if they are coming out with slim versions, I do enjoy that makes these consoles more accessible. Generally, they're a bit cheaper, and so people have been putting it off to go, right, I'm going to jump in, I'm going to get one of these. So I think they do serve a purpose, and they're great. I just don't get excited about them in the way that there is this, mystery box that Nintendo have, and I'm like, what's in the box? kind of thing. So, yeah.
Imagine, do you reckon it would be a good Nintendo move if it is Gwyneth Paltrow's head? Like, what if that's the NX? I mean, we haven't seen her for a while.
They did say they could wrap the screen around any surface. So
there you go.
Oh, that got dark.
And then the last couple of things that I'm really looking forward to seeing more about. Possibly CD Projekt Red might show off the Cyberpunk 2077.
Cyberpunk, yes.
Yep.
I mean, we haven't seen anything bar a cinematic trailer for that.
Yeah.
So I'd be really interested to see what kind of game it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's still way off given their schedule of how they make games, but I feel like I would love to see something a little more.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm really interested in, the rumor is that Sucker Punch, of infamous fame, are working on a Spider-Man game.
Really?
Yeah, and there has not been a great Spider-Man game for a while.
No.
The PlayStation 2 Spider-Man game was incredible.
Yeah.
And Sucker Punch, I think, do really great superhero sort of things. Like, I really like the Infamous series. I think that, like, they do superheroes quite well.
They worked out that they could do their own kind of superhero fictional universe.
And a lot of that was about traversal and stuff as well around cities,
That could be exciting. There is another one that springs to mind, which is by, I think, Team Ninja, which is, I think, pronounced Neo or Nio? N-I-O-H.
Yeah, I think it's Neo. Yeah.
Yeah, and that it kind of looks like a mix between Ninja Gaiden and Dark Souls. And it is said to be a bit of a Souls-like game, which I love as a genre. And I looked at some trailers for that, and that just looks like my kind of jam at the moment. Like, really technical sword fighting, but within the sort of ninja universe as well, so that could be cool.
I've played a bit of that. I think that they did a demo. They released a demo for it. Yeah, on the PS4. It might still be there. But yeah, I reckon it could totally be up here.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you are over there for the week. You will be doing daily content as well.
That's true. We're also going to, as well as putting stuff for the big episode together, I'm going to be doing sort of a daily wrap-up show that we're going to film maybe in the apartment that we're set up in.
Yep.
And we're going to be just looking back at things we saw throughout the day, but more of kind of the experience of being at E3, less the news. I mean, you'll be covering that from Pocket.
Yeah, that's what, like, I'll be doing with the other people here in the office, the sort of, like, the people who are still here, doing all the news and the releases and that sort of thing, and you're going to be, like, in the trenches what it was like during the day.
And it's just going to be like a casual debrief at the end of the day where we chat about sort of things we saw, things we liked, things we didn't like, just what it's like to be on the showroom floor, and just sort of general shenanigans, that sort of stuff.
Very exciting. Well, so, I'm thrilled that you're going.
As am I.
Because there can be only one here.
Yeah.
When we spend too much time together, the universe sort of warps a bit. So I'm sure you'll have a blast.
Thank you.
You are back the week after next. That's when Pete will be back as well. But next week we'll have all your E3 content covered here between you and me, and then the show the next week.
Yep. And you're filling in for the big show.
Oh yeah, and then I'm filling in for Barjo. So Barjo's leaving.
Yes.
So I'm doing Good Game. We're shooting that next week for the week after. So I'm doing that episode, which will be a lot of fun as well.
We're all interchangeable.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just take the beard off someone and put it on someone else. All right, that's it for today's episode of Pocket My Pocketeers. Let me know in the comments what you're excited about at E3, if you have any crazy predictions of your own, and what you're really looking forward to seeing. And while you're on the internet, check out Good Game on Facebook, YouTube, and iView. Want to meet fellow Pocketeers? Then join the Pocketeers Facebook group and Steam group. You can follow Good Game on Twitter at Good Game TV. Follow Pocket at NichBoy, at Purith, at GG, at Monkey, at SamGame for the next week and a half at TobyGV. He's at Goosebanker, so there are links to everything I just said in the description below. Today's Thing of the Day graphic was made by Alex Pagnozzi. Thank you very much, Alex. That was a sexy bald man in that video. If you made a thing, please send it in. Until tomorrow, NichBoy out. Mwah.
Goose out. I have to take a power nap now just to get my sleep cycle.
Can't believe you were here that early.
Yeah, it was amazing. There was no one in here. The lights were off.
That's what the start of the day looks like.
Really? Fascinating. We have a start of the day.